The ambulance actually called me to ask, where is the building? Where is the entrance? Because there is no entrance. Hi, my name is Corniel. I'm a resident of River Art, located on Riverside Drive West. The viaduct in front of us needed to be renovated, and the project started in the spring of 2019, and it was supposed to end in 2022. Granted, we know that construction in New York City or even in any apartment never ends when the timeline says, but now it's 2026. So that is 7 years now. They stopped construction probably about a year ago, because the city and the contractor, Judd Law, got into a disagreement. The contractor says that the city demanded additional work that wasn't in the original plan, so that needs more money, and the city refused to pay, and whatever it is. So now both entities are suing or counter-suing each other. In the meantime, our side of the building work is done. It only needs the asphalt to be poured in and smoothed out. But what it has done is we have this barricade that makes it impossible for any vehicle of any kind to drive by the front of our building. My mom has a minor stroke early on when the access was blocked. The ambulance actually called me to ask, where is the building? Where is the entrance? Because there is no entrance. So I have to run, that means I have to go down the stairs, walk a full 2 blocks up, get the emergency personnel, grab them to come indicate what it is, and then the equipment has to be partially disassembled because it doesn't really fit, so for them to come into the building. How many things like this or worse need to happen so the city can understand that they are endangering the life of hundreds of residents? You know, anyone in New York City who blocks a fire hydrant get a ticket. The city has blocked 3 fire hydrants for a building that has over 200 apartments with over 500 residents for over a year. 3 fire hydrants. So if we were ticketing the city for blocking the fire hydrant, how much money should we make? I took pictures of every angle of what an emergency vehicle has to go through in order to get access to the fire hydrant. If any emergency vehicle is coming from the south of the building, they have to, first of all, the illegal parking on the south end of the long 3 blocks barricade that DOT had left there for almost a year or over a year. And they have to remove the orange huge cones that are supported at the bottom that makes them heavy to lift. So that's the first hurdle. When they move on, they have to deal with a 10-foot fence that is chained at all times, and a ramp that's supposed to be our access to the sidewalk, which is really on the middle of the street, separated by concrete barricades. If they are coming through the north, what do they face? A 10-foot metal fence, chains at all times. So we have a building, in one side, 1 fire hydrant, if they go through everything, and on the other side, 2 fire hydrants that they also have to just bang through it. It's a movie, like Mission Impossible Tom Cruise and his crew just going through things. It's insane. This is not a movie set. These are real people, life at stake. I just don't want one of our beloved residents to die because an emergency vehicle cannot access the emergency lane. You know, that is just, a city cannot run like this. This is laws, and law is not a policy. Law is not a plan. You know, we have a new mayor, and I beg him to really look into this and consider the safety of New Yorkers a priority. Okay. #finish the job. DOT.